Hello and welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. So in the last video, what we did was created two VMs in Azure. So as you see them here, so let's get these VMs started. Start these VM. Yes. So the plan today is we're going to promote this server to a DC, to a domain controller, and then we're going to take this Windows 10 Pro computer and then bind it to to the domain. So let's get that done. Okay, so here I am connected to the server. So let's go ahead and promote this guy. Hope you guys can see it's just fine. So we're going to select role-based or feature-based installation. Select server from the pool. This is the only server on the network. So we're good here. And here we're going to select Active Directory Domain Services. Check this box and all the features. You want to include all the tools that's required here. We can go ahead and select next. Enhanced storage, BitLocker encryption. We can leave these. Remote server. Okay, that's fine. We want to check this box, restart the destination server automatically if required. If restart is required, server restarts automatically, yes. Okay. Okay, so it's going to go through its thing. You're going to see a notification warning here. What you want to do is select promote this server to the domain controller. Okay, and here we go. This is where the further configuration is needed. So select the deployment operation, add a domain controller with the existing domain, add a new domain to an existing forest, and add a new forest. In this case, this is our first domain controller. We don't have a forest as yet, so we're going to create a forest. Just keep in mind, the forest is the topmost logical container in Active Directory configuration that contains domains, users, computers, and GPOs. So let's call this cloud.local. Okay, forest functional level. If we have previous versions that we're using other domain controller, we may want to select our previous OS here, but we're going to leave it at 2016. Capabilities, we'll leave this as it is. The DSRM, we want to set a password here. Delegation, this is expected, so we can move forward here. The net bias name is going to populate as cloud. It doesn't have to have the .local here. Well, it won't have, I should say. Next up, we do have the path for the database folder, log files, and the sys folder. In a production environment, what you would want to do is separate these, but for now we're going to leave these on C drive and select next. View. Okay, all these warnings are expected, so we can go ahead and install. Domain controller have a default. Started. Okay. Okay, so this is all completed as you see here on the left side, ADDS. So let's go here, dsa.msc, to get access to the users and computers. We can expand this. And let's go down to users. So if we go to domain admin by default, if we click on members, the account we use to sign into this particular server will be the default account. So this is the account we can use to bind that Windows 10 computer to the domain. All right. Domain controllers, we're going to see this domain controller here. And when we add that computer, it's going to go into this particular UI. We'll see that shortly. And while we're here, why not do some GPO work? Maybe just set a wallpaper. So let's do that. Why not? Edit group policy. And here we're gonna go to let's give it a minute here. Okay, so here where we want to go is user configuration. I believe it's administrative templates. Desktop. Desktop. Okay. Desktop wallpaper. So we want to enable this. Actually, no. This is not the way we want to do it. Let's instead do this from the group policy manager. So let's go back to server manager. Let's go to tools, group policy management, select forest, domain. Okay, so we want to right click here, create a GPO. Let's call this desktop. Okay, so what we want to do is actually edit this. User, administrative template, desktop, desktop wallpaper. We want to enable this. So we got to specify the path. So actually, let's get back here because we got to create a folder and put that particular image and the path to that image here. So let's create. I guess we can put it. Not practical, but I would have a separate drive here, or E drive, being that Azure already come with the default. But let me just put this here for now. Let's create a folder. Maybe just call it wallpaper. And we want to make this. Let me actually just copy the desktop I had in mind. Okay. So you want to make this share. So let's go to properties, sharing, advanced sharing, share this folder, and keep the name wallpaper. Apply. Okay. So this is the path where we want to copy. And this is where we're going to put here. Wallpaper. Let's do wallpaper style. Let's do fill. Yeah, fill is fine. Apply, okay. All right, so that's enabled. That policy is going to be across all. All right, so we have the forest created, and we just enable one desktop GPO. So let's go to that Windows 10 computer. All right, so here we are on the Windows 10 computer. So let's bind this to the domain. Let's do PC. Let's go to properties here. Advanced. What we want to do, computer name, change this, domain. We call this cloud.local. Okay, we may need to restart this particular machine. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the computer is restarted. Well, let's do that again. Okay, we're now getting back in. So firstly, let me check to see if I can actually communicate with the domain controller. So that's vi-dc is the host name. All right, I'm pinging just fine. So let's try this again. Okay, so I paused the video to troubleshoot, and I think I figured out the problem. It was DNS. So this virtual machine, this Windows 10 we have running, we had to manually set the DNS in order to bind the computer to the domain. So I want to go to networking. Let's go to the interface, DNS servers, and then set that DC as a DNS server. So let's go back to our Windows PC now. All right, so here we go. Let's go to advanced. So let's set this up. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and restart this computer. We may just need to sign out, sign back in. Okay, let's get reconnected here. So let's go ahead and run a GP update on this. force. Okay, so we're signing back in here. So we should see that GPO policy applied, which is the wallpaper. So let's see. It is set, but I believe it's fit. And the only thing, let me show you guys the wallpaper that's supposed to be there. That's the only thing I could think about. It is indeed that wallpaper, but it's not because it's fit. The wording of the wallpaper is all the way up at the top, so it's not displaying. So if we go here, this is basically it. Well, it actually should show all this bottom, so maybe it's not working as intended. I know what's missing. Okay, we have to specify the name of the file, which we did not. Desktop.png. Wallpaper, and then desktop.png. Okay. That was a problem. All right, so let's go back to that Windows 10 computer. And we want to run a GP update again. Force. Typo. right, so I signed out. Let's get back into that VM. There we go. Okay, so um, this this is gonna finalize this video. I just wanted to demonstrate um, binding a computer to a domain and setting a simple GPO, setting a wallpaper, and that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Take care now. Bye.